Welcome to T-Boys TV. We're back again. This time we're doing championship predictions again. Obviously, these are the rescheduled game week 29 fixtures. It's weird because obviously a lot of fixtures are played, a lot weren't, and then there's a lot still to be played. Some are going to be played next month from this game week. It's weird. But anyway, first game is Blackburn versus Blackpool. This one's an interesting one. Blackburn obviously trying to fight for playoffs. Recently they've been getting a lot of draws. They're taking on Blackpool, who are obviously second bottom as it stands. Did get a massive win over Stoke. Could it be the turning point for them to potentially go on to stay up? It's an interesting one, really. Blackburn been very inconsistent this season. Obviously, until recently, they either won or lost a lot of their games. They've started to draw a lot recently. This one's an interesting one. Now, obviously, Blackburn will be the favourites being at home, looking at the league table, etc. But I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for Blackpool to have a lot of confidence going into this and get a result. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Not too long ago, Wigan went there and should have really got something. I'm not going to lie. If anyone deserved to win, it deserved to be Wigan. That was at Blackburn as well. So I'm going to go for a 1-1. Go for a 1-1 in that one, which could be a shock to some people. Moving on to the next game, Millwall versus Burnley. Now, out of the games in the Championship, obviously they're all being played on Tuesday. Tomorrow, the time of me recording this. This will be the game everyone will look at the most regarding, Millwall, another team fighting for the playoffs. Obviously taking on high-flying Burnley. Millwall obviously got that very impressive win against Sheffield United. I thought they were going to lose 2-1. Ended up winning 3-2. Taking on Burnley, who obviously beat Luton 1-0. Luton were unlucky not to get something, I'm not going to lie. If you're a real Burnley fan, you'd admit that as well. But they just don't lose. But it's going to be a difficult one. Away at Millwall midweek. Millwall doing well the last couple of games. But Burnley, they just don't seem to lose. Even if they have disappointing games, they still seem to get some sort of result. Overall against Watford, they weren't great. And overall against Luton, they weren't really great, and they got the win. So I'm going to go for a 1-1. Millwall have only lost 2 games at home this season, but then Burnley have only lost 2 away games. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 for this one. Moving on to the next game, Norwich City versus Birmingham. Now, obviously, as a Luton fan, I will be keeping my eye on this one, as we do have Birmingham on the weekend, away from home. They're away in this game to Norwich. Norwich, 0-0 draw to Wigan. I was surprised about that, to be fair. Given how Wigan have been last couple of games, I thought Norwich would win 2-0. Thought their quality would shine through. Taking on Birmingham, who lost 2-1 to Huddersfield. Got that game spot on. This one, I think this is a good game for Norwich to bounce back in. Birmingham slipping down there, being very poor at the moment. Slipping down there. I don't think they get relegated, but I think they could slip themselves into the mix, of the teams there. I'm going to go for a Norwich win. I'm going to go for a 2-1. A 2-1 to Norwich in that one. Moving on to the next game, Rotherham United versus Sunderland. Sunderland obviously doing very well. Obviously not the result they would have wanted the other day. 1-1 to Bristol City. I said 2-1 Sunderland. They're taking on Rotherham, who, they're proper in the mix now. They're sitting just above the relegation zone. Obviously I did lose at the weekend, 2-0 to Coventry. I said 1-1. Obviously Cardiff winning was massive for Cardiff as well. Sunderland, the way they've been, even with, these players being injured, people thought they would struggle and fall off a little bit, of their playoff hopes. I can see Sunderland winning this one, to be honest with you. Rotherham tend to be better at home, but I can just see Sunderland doing it the way they've been at the moment. Obviously, like I said, not the result they would have wanted the other day, but I see them bouncing back and getting a win here. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Sunderland. Pretty convincing win as well. And then moving on to the last game, Swansea City versus Stoke City. Now, obviously, Stoke, another team that are down there in the battle. Swansea, very inconsistent, this season. Not doing overly great. Of course, started off not too bad, but yeah, recently seemed to drop off a little bit in that sense. This game, I don't think it's going to be the most convincing game. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm going to go over 1-0 Swansea. I don't think it's going to be anything overly great, to be honest with you. So, yeah, people, they are my predictions for the midweek games of Game Week 29 of the rescheduled fixtures. There's more fixtures to come of this, these rescheduled games, like I said earlier. What the table would look like if results went the way I said. There you go. So some interesting, ways the table would be if the results went the way I say. So obviously, as you can see there, my team Luton would drop down 2 places. I think it would be Millwall having 1 more goal than us would be the only reason they're above us, because we'd actually have the same goal difference. Sunderland would jump up to 4th as well, which would be incredible for their first season back. And then I suppose the other talking point really is Blackpool, going up another space, still in the relegation zone, but 1 point off of safety. So could they do it? Could they do it? Could Mick McCarthy's men pull it off towards the end of the season? We will have to wait and see, people. But yeah, they are my predictions. So yeah, don't forget to smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new with the notification bell on as well. Let me know your score predictions down below in the comments below. And yeah, if you want to follow me across any of my socials, links to them are in the description. And yeah, subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra. And I will see you lot in a bit. Take care. Peace.